Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. Let's start off the conversation with Shazam. Shazam has finished its second weekend, estimating at domestically 25 million, which is just 53% down from last weekend, which is only 53 million. Perhaps even international might be a little bit bigger. Right now, gross to date in domestically is 94 million. Overseas, it's doing a little bit better. 164 million overseas. Is global cumulative is 259 million. May cross 300 million next week, which is good because at this point, it's probably made its money back with a production budget of 100 million. Depending how that goes, usually 100 million, double for marketing and stuff like that. So that's good for this type of production budget. But in terms of a larger, it has a long way to go, trying to catch up to its cousins in the DCEU. Right now, it's the last ranking, of course, because it just came out, right? It's behind Justice League, and it actually may even finish up still behind Justice League in terms of overall box office. They're thinking maybe 400 million overall, which is great. Now, I want to emphasize that it's great for $100 million production budget, but it won't reach the numbers that hopefully, I'm wondering if the studio ever thought it would, but for this type of movie. And maybe not. Maybe they don't care. But right now in its ranking, 7th in the ranking, followed by Justice League, Man of Steel, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and then finally number 1 is still worldwide $1.147 billion is the $1 billion Aquaman movie. So that's that. But looking at this, you can fair to say that, hey, Zack Snyder's movies made money. What's your deal? Would you rather have a great critical reception with low money gross profit, or higher box office budget with not a very good critical reception? Maybe the critics don't really know what they're talking about. But in any case, Shazam is still doing good for the production budget that it has, and I encourage people to go watch it because I actually enjoyed it. But it looks like China not liking it so much, and it's trending downward for there. It's doing well in America, but not that well, but it's still doing quite good. So for the movie it is. That's it for Shazam. Hopefully it makes a little bit more money. Hopefully we can make it do a little bit more damage, I guess you'd say, in the box office. But right now their industry is saying that it's going to finish at around 400 million, which is lower than the overall of Justice League. So next up is the official logo for Birds of Prey. Apparently has been shown on a chair where Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, is sitting on, as production has officially wrapped on that. And this is the logo. And I like it. Because you actually get to see the silhouettes of the weapons they're going to use. You kind of see between the I and the R, there's an arrow there with the bow, of course, which signifies possible huntress. The bat for, Margot Robbie, possibly even the sledgehammer as well. There's some kind of diamond there. There's the knuckles, whoever's going to use that. And so there you can see the weapons in that, and I like that style and how they presented Birds of Prey, and then have the little written in the emancipation of, what's it called, man? And the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn, all written in by Harley Quinn. And so that is finished wrap. Hope we're probably going to see an actual trailer, a real trailer at San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe before that, who knows at this point. But for people who are excited for Birds of Prey, I'm one of them. I can't wait to see what this movie's about, how it fits in within this entire DC extended universe, if they're still doing that, and possibly how it ties into eventually what we'll call the Suicide Squad, or is it Suicide Squad 2? One of those. Anyway, the Suicide Squad sequel. So how does that tie in? Does it really connect with the first Suicide Squad? Things like that. How see this universe. And to be fair, this is definitely going to be the very first Walter Hamada film. Now you're like, no, wait a minute. Walter Hamada came in before Aquaman. Yeah, but Aquaman and Shazam were in production before the changeover, before Walter Hamada came in. Walter Hamada came in after. So a lot of it were already taking place. They were starting the pre-production and stuff like that. So Walter Hamada's real film under his belt would be Joker and Birds of Prey. So Joker comes out first. So you'll see that first, Joker, and then also Birds of Prey will be the second Walter Hamada movie. So judging by what happened in Joker and Birds of Prey, we'll see how good of a leadership Walter Hamada truly is from those two films. Now, a little bit more updates on Snyder Cut of Justice League. Now, we already knew about the Ray Porter being reported by the film Exiles at the Exiles Network. They had reported a while back that their sources says that Ray Porter is in fact Darkseid in Justice League's The Snyder Cut, and he has not confirmed it, but he has playfully liked things in here, thanked people for the recognition. In a way, some of his friends also came out and said that Ray Porter is our Darkseid. So it's safe to say he is definitely a Darkseid. But it took a little, and it never really broke ground. Like Greek Vibes Nation had talked about it, Screen Rant didn't, Revenge of the Fan podcast didn't, and all these other sites didn't talk about it. And it's just part of the process, because they need some type of confirmation, either from Ray Porter's agents or Ray Porter himself, which he couldn't because he had an NDA on him, and also, or even maybe Zack Snyder. But today was different. Today, Zack Snyder introduced Ray Porter on Vero, saying he's the man and having us want to follow Ray Porter. In the little comments below, he says for Darkseid. And so in that way, he's kind of really pretty much confirming that Ray Porter is Darkseid, confirming the news that film Exiles broke out. And I want to kind of emphasize that because they really need that recognition. Film Exiles did a great job at breaking that, and having Zack Snyder confirm it just makes it even better. And it probably that's why you see Bleeding Cool is talking about it. Screen Rant wrote about it. Comic Book Now, Comic Book Resources, Heroic Hollywood, all these other sites are talking about it now because of the Zack Snyder confirmation in a way. And that's why they were able to talk about it. And that's where the process that they were talking about has to go through in order to get some of this articles come out. So unfortunately, that's how it's supposed to go. But hopefully Film Exiles will get more recognition out of that. They definitely got my recognition out of that. I definitely recognize them, actually. That's what I'm trying to say. And so please, I'm going to put out put out their link to their article once again in the description below, so that you go and check that out. So Ray Porter has an NDA on him, so he can't talk about much. Nick McKinless apparently doesn't, maybe, or for some reason he doesn't have to not say anything about his role in Justice League, the Snyder Cut version. In any case, that he was actually cast as Ares and things like that. He still has pictures of himself as Ares back in the day. Things that just glossed over us, and I'm sorry that it took this long to recognize that, but we are certainly recognizing you now as you're speaking out about it and breaking this whole thing wide open. Hopefully, Matt Beardsmore messaged me, and he actually said that he is credited in the credits, but as stuntman in the credits when you watch Justice League. So he is credited, but like he said, Nick McKinless said that he was here to be Ares, and so that's what he wants credit for, to be Ares. And I hope he gets to get that credit, because I'm the way he sounds, how much work he had put into it to get to the scale, to get to the look that Zack Snyder wanted for it, and to get to the vision that Zack Snyder wanted for Ares to fight against Darkseid and things like that. He really needs to get recognized for that, and hopefully there's some kind of thing that they could do, that Warner Bros. Can do to recognize him. And I don't know what this means. Maybe it could have some major implications within this movie of people not getting recognized for their work. And hopefully, maybe more people can come out. And speaking of more people, by the way, but another person came out, another actor came out. Name is Feizal Mowlabocus. Totally butchered that, but he had posted on Instagram in response to a picture of Victor Stone, Ray Fisher in the football jersey and everything in the field, and we know that's been cut out. He says that I play one of the assistant coaches in that scene. It was a great looking scene with so many people involved. I was gutted. It all got cut from the final edit. Now, I'm not sure if he's in the credits. It may be that he's not in the credits at all, and all that hard work that it put into that scene and things not being recognized. I don't know if they're even getting paid for this. Who knows at this point? But it says something rather disturbing about the industry as a whole, and I think we should be looking into this a lot more further. Or at least I hope more actors and actresses come out, gaffer boys, whoever worked on this and whoever worked on any other movies, and they're not being recognized. They should come out, because this is insane. This is disturbing, and it's actually very frustrating and irritating that Warner Brothers has failed to recognize the work that these actors and possibly actresses and whoever else, that they're not being recognized for their work. They're not being credited for their work. And I hope they're being paid for the work, but who knows? So it's so frustrating to see this happen, and that's why this movement has been such important. We're opening a huge can of worms, and I think maybe this is why Warner Brothers is really trying to keep us silent, really trying to do something here. Is there large implications for this? Is there something going on here? Is there something more that we're not seeing? It brings me back to what Clay Enos had talked about, how it's rather hard for Warner Bros. To release the Snyder Cut. He talked to the Ferrucci brothers on their podcast on the Comic Book Debate channel. If you kind of remember, he kind of talked about how there's going to be so many problems in getting other people paid, and who gets paid and who gets paid for what. And I'm wondering if he's talked about, now we're fighting for directors, we're fighting for the artists and creativity and creative integrity and things like that. But artists also includes actors. That's the act of the art of acting, right? And we have to make sure they are being recognized as well, to see their work thrown in open. This movement has come something much bigger, possibly much bigger than just just a movie and the directors and the artists and things like that. It's possibly everything in the industry that could be wrong in this aspect. I mean, isn't that why we have these unions to protect these people? I hope these people are being credited, and maybe they are. Maybe they are. We're not seeing something, and we're totally blowing this out of proportion. But if we're not, and this is really going on, where people are not being credited for their work or not getting things like that, then I am completely baffled and shocked and kind of frustrated at this whole thing. And so with this Release the Snyder Cut movement, when this comes out, this is going to change the industry, I think. I hope. I believe. Like Clay Ano says, when he talked about the Release the Snyder Cut movement, how we should not stop, because this is history in the making. This will change things, not including for not just the auteur, but possibly everything in terms of artists, writers, and things like that, actors and actresses, to get their credit, give credit where credit is due. That's what this whole point is, and to respect the people that you hire into the industry, to respect them, to credit them, to recognize them for all their hard, intense work. I don't care what movie it is. I don't care what studio it is. It could be Warner Brothers, it could be Universal Studios, it could be Disney, anybody. This has to be blown out and open. This has to change. And if they want to change the narrative, we got to start with the Snyder Cut, because there's a lot of wrongs that have to be right in order to move on from this whole debacle. And that's why we're doing this. So we'll end it on a reminder that on April 22nd, I know a lot of you have messaged me about wanting to show your face and talk about pleading with a Twitter video, Release the Snyder Cut. Some of you even mentioned let's go on Facebook, wherever you can. On April 22nd, we may have a changing of time. Barry is going to look into that for me. Thank you so much. Bless your soul. He is going to look into a scheduling so that in terms of time zone, so we can get it all into a trend on Twitter, if you will. But the goal here, okay, on April 22nd, and that Monday, is to show that we are truly real people. We are a real audience. We're not just a name. We're not just a Twitter handle. We're not just a a number on a data sheet. We are real people. We are real consumers who are wanting Warner Brothers to release a movie that we want to see, and to tell Warner Bros. To tell the world that you are not afraid to recognize the hard work of your artists and your creatives, and so that you respect them, you respect their work, and you compliment them, you reward them for their hard work. This is what we want. And why did we choose Snyder Cut? Because it's a big movie. It's the most one of the in recent time horrendous things that have been done, even greater than what they've done with the Ayer cut. Okay, even greater than anything we've known to date. And you can go into Josh Trank and all that stuff as well, sure, but right now in recent memory, this is the strongest one we can do so far, and hopefully it will break ground to other films and to protect filmmakers, the artists, the creatives, the actors and actresses for future films in any studio. It doesn't have to be Warner Brothers, but we'll start here. We'll start when we win this battle, then we'll win the war ahead. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to follow at RT Snyder Cut for more Comic-Con possible campaign. Also look out for April 22nd. We're going to have that schedule hopefully soon, so that next week Monday we can tell and plead and ask Warner Brothers to release the Snyder Cut of Justice League.